Another attack on women's rights. A shocking new Scottish Government policy will allow trans criminals with a history of violence against women to serve their sentences in female prisons. Under the new rules, due to come into force next year, dangerous trans criminals will be transferred to women's prisons if there is compelling evidence that they do not, quote, pose a risk of unacceptable harm. Well, I'm joined now by GBNews superstar Nana Aquia. Nana, thank you very much. Always an absolute pleasure to have you on. Look, I mean, what's an unacceptable risk? I would argue a bloke who's attacked a woman is probably an unacceptable risk.
I just, I don't understand why this is carrying on. We saw what happened with Isla Bryson, who's obviously a man, Adam Graham, who went to a female prison, even though he was a double rapist. They're saying that somebody like this wouldn't go to a female prison, but then there is a potential that they could, as long as there's compelling evidence that they don't pose a harm or risk to women. Look, this is totally wrong. If I were in charge, it would be based on biology. That's that. If you're a man and you've committed a crime, you cannot then go to a female prison. I don't understand why they are confusing things in this manner. Because A, if you're a man that believes you're a woman, you are potentially suffering from gender dysphoria. B, you may well be playing the system like the likes of Isla Bryson. And C, what about the women in the prison that you are going to? Why do your rights trump the women's rights in that prison? There's no woman in that prison that wants a man, even if he thinks he's a woman, in the prison. It's not even safe for the staff. So I don't really get why somebody somewhere is pushing this and trying to literally remove women's rights before our very eyes. I think it's totally wrong. I don't even understand why this is going on. Look,
what I'll do is I'm going to read the SNP's Justice Secretary's comments on this, right? And I'll get you to respond. So Angela Constance, the SNP's Justice Secretary, said, this updated policy protects the safety and welfare of staff, those in their care and the rights of transgender people. It makes clear that if a transgender woman meets the service's violence against women and girls criteria, they will be admitted and accommodated in the male estate. I mean, as far as you're concerned, there shouldn't even be a question. It's basically, if you're born with the male tackle, you're in a bloke's prison, right?
It's quite straightforward. And if you think you're a woman and you're a man, then, frankly, you can go to a secluded wing in the prison for trans prisoners, if that is the case. This woman is talking absolute claptrap. She should go to a prison then, perhaps, and sit there with a load of men who believe that they are women and see how comfortable she feels. It is absolutely absurd. And the worst bit is it's actually a woman who's pushing this nonsense. She should go there herself. She should sit with male prisoners and imagine being a woman prisoner in that environment where you cannot escape because you're being punished. And the other part of it is that they have to honour the pronouns. So can you imagine if now in a man's prison, a man decides that he wants to be called a she, but remains in that prison, it diminishes the responsibility and the power of the guards there who then have to go along with this